This is an answer to the question, tell me about a movie you have seen, a book you have read, or someone you know who has had some exciting or special experience. This can be a speaking question, or it could be used in an essay as well. So the story I would like to tell you is about a girl called Anne. She is 35 and works in a bank. She has a very boring life and is a bit lonely. Every day she takes the bus to work. Because she has to travel during the rush hour, she hardly ever gets a seat. So she has to stand for maybe 1.5 hours. And while she's standing, she fantasizes about a different life. When she gets to work, she spends maybe 8 hours behind the counter helping customers. She has 30 minutes for her lunch break. Then she gets the bus home, watches a bit of TV, goes to bed, and the next day she does exactly the same thing. So she has a really boring life and is not very happy. So when she's standing on the bus, she creates a story for herself. And while the other people are standing there looking tired and bored, she is dreaming about a different world. So in this different world, she's a very rich woman taking a world cruise on a luxury liner. She has lots of expensive jewelry. She is very beautiful, and every night she dances with many different handsome and charming men in the enormous ballroom in the ship. She eats delicious and luxurious food and stops at ports in different countries around the world, where she goes to casinos and gambles enormous amounts of money, drives fast cars, and has amazing adventures with tall, dark strangers. This may be every woman's fantasy and dream, especially those miserable women who have to work in banks and government offices and shops and jobs like that. So I really like this story because it gives people hope that even if your life is terribly boring and dull, there is still the possibility of escaping into your own dream world. So that's the end of the story. You may not be able to remember every part of it, but you should try to memorize this story so you can use part or all of it in speaking questions and in essay questions. You won't always get exactly that question, tell me about a story about someone who has an interesting life or something, but you may get the question in a different way. For example, describe a dream that you have had, or tell me about a story you have heard which you found interesting, or tell me about someone who you admire or impresses you. If you tell the story as if this is someone you admire, you can say you admire Anne because even though her life is dull and boring, she is able to make it exciting and fantastic with her own dreams. Using your imagination, you can often make the story which you have prepared fit a quite different kind of question. Okay, that's the end.